All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Matt, Apparition, Owe, and Gappy Force. Welcome. Oh my god, my voice is a lot better than even it was 2 days ago. Hello, Seorm. Last time, Angie, little baby Angie, finished all the riddles. Now, it's not at 100%, but it's pretty damn close. And of course, Bernkastel, as I freaking knew, hello Romsh, had to come in and interfere, and she kidnapped Angie. And she's like, play my murder game. Solve my mystery. And Battler and Beatrice jumped at the chance. I'm worried, you guys. I know there's got to be a catch to this. She said she would release Angie. Or something to that case, but there's so many ways that could be interpreted. It's like, I released her from life. Get it? I killed her. Like something, oh god. Hello, Totally. Welcome to the stream. Yup. Thank you so much. And, I am just so worried. I really am. Oh god. Fucking hell. I think that there's no need to write anything down yet. Okay. You know, I'm just going to open Notepad just in case. Just going to have it open right here. Tucked in the corner. Just in case. And if there's anything, if I need to write anything down. Okay, guys, we'll see. So let's get back into it. No sound but that of the falling rain filled the room. It covered the tragic scene in the bloody dining hall. Oh, and, yep, I'm still on the new microphone, so if there's any issue with that, please tell me. I really want to know, just make sure the audio quality is good. At some point, Angie had fainted and fallen to the floor. Now her consciousness was slowly returning, forcing her to remember what had happened in this room. Hello, Beatrice. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Armora. So she reflexively averted her gaze even before the memory overtook her. 6 bodies lay in the blood-stained dining hall. Strangely enough, as her consciousness returned bit by bit, the terrifying scene before her seemed somehow less intense. This time, Angie was able to look at the 6 corpses well enough to make out who they were. First, those are my own parents. They're a pitiful sight, colored blood red by a bloody makeup. And lying next to them are Uncle Hideyoshi and Aunt Eva. Uncle Hideyoshi, the uncle who always says funny things and makes me laugh. And Aunt Eva, the aunt who seems to be so fond of me. Genji-san, the servant, is lying over there. And the one lying right here is Aunt Rosa. 6 people. A full 6 people had their lives taken from them and are lying in this room. Maybe I cried myself out before I fell unconscious. Hello, Eternal Magician. The scene before me was still terrifying, terribly painful, but I was somehow able to look at it without losing my head. I'd already felt all the sadness I could at my parents' deaths. The next emotion that rose up inside me was the desire to check and see that everyone else was okay. In that instant, I heard a scraping sound. Just as I was about to relax again, thinking I might have imagined it, I heard the same sound again. It was probably coming from the door. Someone was clawing at the door from the outside. Of course, I had no way of knowing who it was. However, for some reason, I was sure that it was that black cat scratching at the door. The black cat was telling me to leave this room. I understood and put my hand on the doorknob. Huh? I immediately noticed something odd. The door was locked. The same bad feeling I felt after being locked in the parlor crawled up my spine. However, unlike the time in the parlor, this door unlocked itself easily when I turned the knob. I unlocked it and slowly opened the door. Beyond the door, I could see the dimly lit hallway and a cat dashing down it away from me. Then it stopped, its emerald eyes glistening in the darkness, as though it was waiting for me to follow. The hallway was dark and wrapped in an eerie silence. When the black cat saw that I was coming, it walked forward as if guiding me. I could hear nothing except the creaking of the floor, the bell of the cat, and the sound of the storm outside. The party is being held in the hall. I should be able to hear at least a little of the noise from this hallway.
Maybe you got really late and I was unconscious in the dining hall.
It was a reasonable conclusion. Then, we finally reached the main hall. The hall was frigid, and no trace of that party remained. Could all of that fun have been just an illusion? The black cat's bell rang out. When I looked up, I saw that it had his feet on the stairway to the second floor, urging me to follow it.
Are you going to the second floor?
The black cat seemed to nod, then silently went up the stairs. Guests were allowed to go wherever they wanted on the first floor, but the second floor was Krause's family house, and I remember getting in trouble for trying to go up there. However, at the moment, I couldn't think of any options other than following the cat. I walked along the dark hallway with the black cat. Eventually, we reached one of the doors. The black cat scratched at the door, then turned to look at me. It must have been telling me to open it.
Okay. I'll open it for you.
I put my hand on the doorknob and felt the resistance of a lock again. The door was locked. I turned around to tell the cat this, but inexplicably, a single key lay right in front of the cat. Ange picked it up and stuck it in the keyhole. As she did, she finally noticed something strange with her fingertips. Blood. You know what? That reminds me. Like, in the earlier games, they kept saying that, like, all the symbols were made with some blood-like substance that was dark red. I wonder what that actually was. I don't think that was ever explained, actually. Like, that must have been pretty hard to draw. Like, did Shannon even have enough time to do that? My God. That stuff must have been really hard to draw. Like, so accurately and so long. Hello, Luce. Welcome to the stream. Somehow, Angie's fingertip had been stained red with blood. She let out a short cry, and the key slipped out and fell to the ground. She finally realized, in the darkness she hadn't noticed before, The black cat's key was covered in blood. The emotions that had gone numb and Angie sprang back. A terrified scream rang out the dark hallway. Even so, Angie would eventually open that door. Hello, James and Nagels. Welcome to the stream. That door led to Natsuhi's room. Natsuhi's room was a terrible mess. Blankets and sheets were torn. Cosmetics and books lay all over the place, as though a typhoon had just ripped through it. And there were corpses. Krause and Natsuhi's corpses lay sprawled on the floor already. Okay, so we're not even caring about Twilight's here, I see. Krause and Natsuhi's corpses lay sprawled on the floor. Very shortly, Angie will step into this room. She will then scream in terror once more. And it is limited to the dining hall in Natsuhi's room. In the stormy rose garden, Shannon's tragic corpse lies exposed. Partway down the path to the rose garden is Jessica's corpse. When Angie finds that, she'll probably dash crying and screaming into the guest house. And death awaits her inside the guest house as well. Just inside the front door is Nanjo's corpse. In the servant room nearby, even Goda and Kumasawa lay dead. The total number of corpses is 13. Full 13 corpses are waiting for Angie. Okay, so we're skipping right to the end here. We're just skipping right to the end. Hello, T. They wait in the mansion and the guest house on this desolate Rokonjima. For Angie, exposed to the wind and rain and tormented by thunder, to find them. I see. Okay, that was the end of the chapter. Alright. Now we officially start the next chapter. Bern's puzzle. Here we go. The tragedy of the first Twilight was discovered at 6 in the morning on the following day. Goda, who had woken up to get breakfast ready, went to check on the adult siblings, who had remained in the dining hall since the previous night because of the family conference. Okay, so we're doing like we're doing a speed run basically, I see. Tell us about when you discovered the crime. What? What the fuck? What is this now? What is this now? What the fuck? The dining hall was locked up purposely. Are we going Danganronpa V3 here? Is that what this is? Of course, there was a lock on the doors of the dining hall, but they usually remain unlocked. I knocked, but there was no answer. Or it could be listing relevant facts, but I don't know. I just get that feeling. That's when I arrived. I remember that he tried unlocking the door, just in case. Recommended that he tried unlocking the door, just in case.
マスターキーで扉を開けると中は恐ろしいことに。
Hello, Zia-san. I can't believe we're introducing a new color at this stage in the game.
When I locked the door with a master key, a terrifying sight awaited me inside.
エヴァ様、秀吉様、ルドルフ様、秀吉様、ローザ様、そして源氏さんの
Eva-sama, Hideyoshi-sama, Rudolph-sama, Kiryu-sama, Rosa-sama, and Genji-san.
計6人が血まみれになって倒れていたのでございます。
6 people in all were lying there covered in blood.
それであとは大騒ぎだ。
A great tumult followed.
全員が食堂に集まった。
Everyone gathered in the dining hall.
思い出したくもあります。
I don't want to remember it.
それぞれの親の亡骸にすがり、泣き叫ぶ子供たち。
The sight of all the sobbing children crouched over the corpses of their own parents.
ひょっとしたら生きているかもと。
There was a chance they might have been still alive.
みんな懸命に揺さぶってたぜ。
Everyone was shaking them desperately.
しかし、
But
ダメでした。
it was no use.
お子様方はそれぞれ自分の親が間違いなく死んでいることを確認なさいました。
This purple text is driving me insane.
The death of each parent was confirmed by their own child.
僕と南條先生は源氏様が死んでいることを確認しました。
Dr. Nanjo and I confirmed that Genji-sama was dead.
むごたらしい殺され方でした。
Such a gruesome way to be killed.
私でなくとも誰も検視は謝りません。
Doctor or not, no one examining a body will reach the wrong conclusion.
Okay. Okay. That's it. That proves it. We are going Danganronpa V3 here.
犠牲者はみんな即死だったのね。
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Ooh, looks like all the victims died instantly.
食堂内を調べた結果、扉も窓もすべて施錠され、密室であったことが分かった。
After inspecting the interior of the dining hall, we determined that all of the doors and windows had been locked, making it a locked room.
How very specifically that you say that, Kraus.
そして食堂内で不審なものは何も見つからなかった。
Battler. You're using this too. I might have to reevaluate what I thought the purple meant. Huh, jeez. Okay, so does purple just mean relevant facts? I first thought purple was lies, but if Battler's using it, it probably just means relevant facts. But, huh. Oh, Bern controls this piece. Okay. So then it still might be lies. Let's see. That's what I was thinking.
And nothing suspicious was found inside the dining hall.
もちろん食堂内に何者かが隠れているということもなかった。
Of course, there was no one hiding inside the dining hall either.
隠れるも何も。
Naturally.
私たちは今ここに全員がいるではないか。
All of us are here right now.
誰も隠れていないことは明白だ。
It's...
It's clear that no one is hiding.
でも父さん、となるとおかしいよ。
But Dad, if that's true, it doesn't make sense.
殺された6人、食堂は密室。
6 people were killed, and the dining hall is a closed room.
どうやって殺して逃げたんだ。
How would someone have killed them and escaped?
考えたくはありませんが。
I'd rather not think of it.
マスターキーを持つ使用人が怪しいでしょう。
But perhaps the servants with their master keys are the most suspicious.
6人を殺しマスターキーで施錠して食堂を出た。
They killed the sixth and left and locked the door with their master keys.
妥当な推理だ。
It is a logical theory.
とんでもありません。
That's absurd!
Since there was no chance of the culprit hiding inside the dining hall, it made sense to assume that the culprit locked the door after committing the murder and exiting the room. It was only natural that the servants with their master keys would fall under suspicion. And sadly enough, none of the servants had an alibi. Then again, it wasn't only the servants. Everyone else lacked an alibi as well.
マスターキー以外の方法で外から施錠する手段は
Is there any way to lock up from the outside without a master key?
存在しないわ。
No, there isn't.
これじゃダメね。
That's not enough.
赤き真実で語るわ。
I'll say it with a red truth.
すべての扉の施錠、解錠はマスターキーでしか行えない。
Oh my god, hello Wing Bullet. And hello Bats. Oh my god, welcome to the streams, Wing Bullet. I've seen some of your comments. All doors can only be locked or unlocked with a master key.
もちろん、部屋の内側からはマスターキーがなくとも施錠、解錠が可能。
Of course, it is possible to lock or unlock the doors from the inside of the room, even without a master key.
だそうよ。Oh, there you have it. 他に質問は Any other questions?
マスターキーの他にも各部屋固有の鍵があるはずでは
Shouldn't there be keys to each individual room, in addition to the master keys?
本来なら存在するわね。
Normally, those would exist.
でも、ゲームが複雑になるので排除させてもらったわ。
However, they make the game complicated as fuck, so I've eliminated them.
赤き真実。
Red truth.
マスターキー以外の鍵は存在しないこととする。
In this game, we'll consider master keys to be the only keys that exist.
つまり
In other words,
このゲームに登場するすべての施錠はマスターキーでしか開け閉めができないってわけだ。
all of the locks that appear in this game can only be locked or unlocked by master keys.
そうなるわね。Oh, that's what it means. 実にシンプルなゲームだわ。It really is a simple game.
となれば、次はマスターキーの本数と所持者を確定せねばな。
In that case, we should now check the number of master keys and who holds them.
マスターキーは合計5本。
There are 5 master keys total.
5人の使用人が1本ずつを持ってる。
One is held by each of the 5 servants.
特別な方法で管理されていて、
The keys will be managed in a special way.
マスターキーは常に身につけられており、奪うことも譲渡することも自分以外の人間が使用することもできない。
The servants keep the master keys on their person at all times, so it is impossible for them to be stolen, handed over, or used by any human other than themselves. They literally are the fucking key.
なんだそれ。
What the heck?
それはもはや鍵ってより指紋認証システムみたいなもんだな。
Now they're sounding less like keys and more like a fingerprinting system.
面白い例えよ。
That's an interesting metaphor.
つまり、このゲームの世界ではマスターキー云々ではなく、
In other
使
words,
用人5人にしか開閉はできぬというわけだ。
exactly, Beato. In other words, in the world of this game, it isn't the master keys, but the 5 servants themselves that can lock or unlock doors.
源氏さんのマスターキーを回収しようとしたんだが どうにもならなくて。
We tried to retrieve Genji-san's master key but had no luck.
後のトラブルを予防するため源氏のマスターキーを破壊しておきました。
I'm just trying to think. Because now that we'll actually be participating in these games, my theory that the purple is lies. I don't think that's possible. If they can't use it. Huh.
To prevent trouble later on, we destroyed Genji's master key.
This was the crime of the first Twilight. The scene was the locked closed room of the dining hall. Hello, Pika Blue, welcome to the stream. None of the servants holding master keys have alibis, and welcome back, totally. Then again, no one else has an alibi either. Second Twilight. Damn, Bernkastel does not give a fuck about character. I guess it makes sense because, you know, we know the whole backstory by now. There's no need to hint to anything greater. You know, like any kind of overarching story. Because we know everything by now. Everyone returned to the parlor to discuss what should be done next. The phones were out, so they couldn't contact the police. Was the mysterious culprit hiding away somewhere, planning to attack their next victim at this very moment? Or was the culprit in here with them, mentally sticking out their tongue and tasting their next prey? None of them had alibis, and any one of them could have been a culprit. However, that tense feeling didn't last long. By midday, everyone got tired of arguing, and they decided to take a break. Kraus and Natsuhi announced that they would wanted to talk with each other alone, and went up to the second floor. That was the beginning, and after that, everyone went their separate ways now and then, such as to the bathroom or gaze at the endless rain. However, no matter how much time passed, Kraus and Natsuhi were the only ones who didn't return. Calls were sent to both Kraus and Natsuhi's rooms, using the extension phone line, but there was no answer. Something might have happened. Everyone headed to Kraus and Natsuhi's rooms together, and in Natsuhi's room they found Kraus and Natsuhi lying sprawled on the floor.
Madam's room was locked. It's just like the dining hall.
After getting everyone's permission, I unlocked the door.
Kraus-sama and Natsuhi-sama lay sprawled on the floor inside the room. Dr. Nanjo checked their pulse. Then he announced that the two of them had died instantly. Correct.
Huh.
I confirmed both of their deaths. There can be no doubt that they died instantly.
I searched all over the room, looking for a clue. Okay, it looks like now Jessica's using the purple. She didn't even use the purple before, too. I don't know. Interesting. Jessica did not use the purple last time. The Battler did. In the end, I found that the windows and doors were all locked, making it a closed, locked room.
またしても密室。
Another closed room.
またしてもマスターキーを持つ私たちが疑われることに。
We servants all have master keys, so we'll all be suspected again.
しかしご安心を。
But have no fear. Magical Chef Goda is here.
奥様に疑われていた私たちは互いを見張り合っていたのです。
After Madam began to suspect us, we started keeping an eye on each other.
私たち使用人全員は常に一緒におりました。
All of his servants were together the whole time.
僕たち使用人全員はそれぞれが使用人全員のアリバイを証明できます。
All of us servants can prove an alibi for all of the other servants.
こりゃ面白い。
Now that's interesting.
今度はさらに完璧な密室だって言いたいのか。
So you're saying that this closed room is even more complete.
最初の密室には全員にアリバイがなかった。
In the case of the first closed room, no one had an alibi.
そして今度の密室には全員にアリバイがあることになっている。
So for this closed room, all of them have alibis.
この世界では使用人たちそのものが生きたマスターキーとなっている。
In this world, the servants themselves become living master keys.
その使用人たちのアリバイが完璧である以上、夏日の部屋の施錠は不可能だぞ。
Since those servants have perfect alibis, it was impossible to lock Natsuhi's room.
僕たちは現場を保全することにした。
We decided to preserve the crime scene as it was.
外からガムテープでベタベタと窓や扉を封印したよ。
The power of flex tape! Erica, it's not your turn yet. I know, but oh, come on! And besides, my voice is still not at 100% and I can't do your voice yet. That's not fair! Goddamn, that's cold.
We put duct tape all over even the outside of the doors and windows, sealing them.
きっとこの部屋に犯人の何かの手がかりが残ってるはず。
I'm sure the culprit left some sort of clue in this room.
警察が来るまで絶対誰の出入りもできないようにした。
We made sure that no one would be able to enter or leave until the police arrived.
となりゃ食堂も同じだ。
Then we did the same thing to the dining hall.
俺たちはさらに食堂も同様に封印した。
We also sealed the dining hall in the same way.
そもそも屋敷自体を保全するべきではということになりましたが、
We reached the conclusion that the entire mansion itself should be preserved.
屋敷自体にも封印をし、私たちは全員ゲストハウスへ避難しました。
We also sealed the mansion itself, and all of us took refuge in the guest house.
屋敷全体に封印？
They sealed the whole mansion.
窓全部をベタベタとか？
Packing tape on all the windows.
はしごをかけて3階の窓までか？
They even used a ladder for the windows on the third floor.
ゲームが複雑になるので単純化するわ。
The game would get complicated otherwise, so I've simplified it.
すべての窓には鉄格子が入っており、窓からの出入りは不可能である。
All of the windows have steel bars on them, so it is impossible to enter or leave by them.
よって玄関と裏口の2つの扉を封印するだけで屋敷は封印できることにする。
Therefore, we'll say that they can seal the whole mansion by sealing the two doors, the front one and the back one.
なるほどな。そりゃ簡単だ。
Got it. That makes it easy.
どう考える？
What do you think?
夏日おばさんの部屋にいた2人を殺すこと自体はたやすい。
Actually, killing the two people in Natsuhi's room would be easy.
ノックをして開けてもらえばいいだけの話だ。
Someone just had to knock and get them to open the door.
しかし その後に施錠ができない。
However, they couldn't lock it afterwards.
施錠は使用人にしかできないの。
Only the servants can lock doors.
使用人全員にはアリバイがあるぞ。
But all of the servants have alibis.
使用人全員がグルって可能性さえなければな。
Unless all the servants are in it together.
俺はそれより第一の番をまだ疑ってるぜ。
More importantly, the first Twilight has me suspicious.
食堂で死んでいた6人の誰かが生きていて犯行をということか。
You think that one of the 6 who died in the dining hall was actually alive and committed the crime?
エリカの影響でな。
It's because of Erica.
どうにも剣士ってやつを疑わずにはいられね
I can't help but be suspicious when people are examining corpses.
つまり最初の食堂の6人の犠牲者の誰かが生きていたと。
So, do you think that one of the first 6 victims was alive?
え。ああ。
Yeah.
そしてその後クラウス夫妻を殺した。
So, in the first Twilight, Jessica never used the purple. They said all the children examined their parents' corpses. So, let's see. It could be Maria and Rosa, who's still probably alive. Battler and his parents, or George and Eva and Hideyoshi. So, if Battler is right, and the 6 people who they thought were dead are alive, it can't be Jessica, but then Jessica used the purple text afterward. And we do know that Battler explicitly used purple text. I just can't help but think of that distinction, that Jessica never used purple text in the first Twilight, but she did in the second. So if purple text is a lie, then Jessica is covering for somebody. So now, basically one of those sets of parents are free to do whatever they want. If what Battler is saying is true. Sorry, let me get back to the story. And again, if I'm right about what the purple text means. But there are the purple text is not like the red truth. I definitely know that because people have said some outright wrong things with the purple text. So it's definitely not any kind of truth. Yeah, and afterwards they killed Kraus and Natsuhi.
そして内側から施錠し、室内に隠れていて、木を見て逃げ出したんだ。
Then they locked the door from the inside, hid inside the room, and found a good chance to escape.
筋の通った推理であるぞ。
That theory does make logical sense.
赤で語るわ。
I'll say it in red.
第一の番の犯人は確実に6人を殺している。
Okay. Now, she's saying that at this point in time, when the second Twilight has happened. So, that means that it's 2 people who are alive. So that's counting 4 really dead from the first Twilight and Kraus and Natsuhi. Unless Kraus and Natsuhi are actually alive. But I think what Bernkastel is telling us with this is that 2 of the 8 people that are dead right now are actually alive. The culprit of the first Twilight has definitely killed 6 people. Then I'll take a shot with the blue truth. Here's the true nature of this closed room. The culprit locked the door from the inside, then hid in Natsuhi's room. Then, after everyone left, they found an opportunity to escape. Sure, I'll deny that in red. The group sealed the room at the same time they left. That's a very interesting thing here. Now, what is she saying with this? The group sealed the room at the same time they left. Now, what did she ask here? Oh, okay. So after they left Kraus and Natsuhi's room, they sealed it. The whole timing thing was the whole key to the web of red from episode 3. So I'm trying to look at the timing of red truths. Basically to see what exceptions. Because this one includes timing. Jeez. Okay. I'm gonna say that, jeez. Basically, okay, so does that mean that the one who killed them was hiding in the room? And then they just joined the group during the investigation. Is that what they meant? They like found a way to stealthily do that. Really? Interesting. No culprit joined the group as they left. Also, all of the seals on Natsuhi's room, the dining hall, and the mansion itself will never be broken. Okay. No culprit joined the group as they left, but the culprit could have joined the group as they came in. How about that? She didn't say no culprit joined the group, period. But a culprit could have joined the group as they came in. God, this is so much fun.
後でこっそり抜け出すというトリックは使えないってことなのね。
In other words, you can't use that trick where they hide under the bed and slip out later.
面白い。
Interesting.
なかなかだぜ、ベルンカステル。
Nice going, Bernkastel.
どうも。
Thanks. I love how nonplussed she is. Oh god. This is really fun, actually. This was the crime of the second Twilight. The scene was Natsuhi's room, a locked, closed room. This time, all of the servants with master keys have alibis. The whole group, realizing the dangers of being inside the mansion, took shelter in the guest house. Fourth Twilight, let's see who's first. All of those who took refuge in the guest house decided to hole up in there until the typhoon passed. Then, if everyone watched everyone else, they should be able to prevent further crimes both from the inside and outside. However, they wouldn't be able to keep it up without any breaks until the typhoon passed. Once again, their actions left a weak point open, and they were faced with yet another tragedy.
用事で表へ出たシャノンちゃんとカノン君がいつまでも戻らないんだ。
Shannon and Canon-kun went outside on an errand and still haven't come back.
ジョージ兄さんが騒ぎ出し、全員で外に出てシャノンたちを探すことになったんだ。
Georgie Nissan got upset, so we all went outside to look for them. Okay.
シャノンさんはバラ庭園に倒れておりました。
They didn't all go outside. Again, I'm just guessing about the purple. We found Shannon-chan lying there in the rose garden.
おいたわし。
Oh, poor Shannon-chan.
生きててくれと願ったさ。
I prayed she was still alive.
でも僕は彼女が死んでいることを認めなければならなかった。
However, I was forced to acknowledge that she was dead.
無論私も検視し彼女の死亡を確認しました。
Of course, I also examined her and confirmed her death.
二人が出かけた時、私たちはゲストハウスの戸締まりを確認するためにいろいろとやっていました。
When the two of them left, we were busy checking the locks around the guest house.
だから私たちにはみんなアリバイがないのです。
So not one of us has an alibi.
僕が殺すものか。
Did they just give George a new sprite right now? Did they seriously just give George a new sprite right now? I don't think I've ever seen this sprite before. Me? Kill her?
僕に殺せるものか。
How could I have killed her?
That's right.
ジョージお兄ちゃんには殺せないね。
Georgie Oni-chan couldn't kill her. Ooh.
その後、ジョージ兄さんにだけはアリバイがあることが分かったんだ。
I'm pretty... Let's see. I can't believe they gave George a new sprite this late in the game. My god. You think you saw it in episode 2? Okay, I see. I guess it just must have been so long ago. Late at 1. We learned that George and Isan alone had an alibi. Okay, so that's it. Whatever the purple text is, it's definitely not truth.
シャノン殺しに限ってはジョージ兄さんには不可能なんだ。
At least regarding Shannon's death, it was impossible for George and Isan to be the murderer.
逆に言えば
To turn it around.
ジョージの兄貴以外なら誰にでも殺したわけだ。
Anyone could have killed her besides George, Aniki.
犯人に悪用されるのを防ぐため
To prevent the culprit from using it for any mischief.
シャノンさんの持ってたマスターキーはその場で破壊しました。
We destroyed the master key Shannon-san had held on the spot.
シャノンが殺されると同時にカノンは永遠に行方不明となるわ。
At the time Shannon is killed, Canon goes missing forever.
以後カノンは殺されたものとして扱う。
From now on, Canon is treated as having been killed.
カノンのマスターキーも破壊されたものとして扱うわ。
Also, Canon's master key is treated as having been destroyed.
まあ無粋だから割愛するけど
Well, I thought it'd be rude, so I kept quiet about it.
シャノンが死んだんだからそういうことになるわよね。
But that's what happens when Shannon dies.
So I guess Shannon is really dead.
つまり
In other words,
死体はなくともシャノンとカノンは同時に殺されたという解釈で良いのか。
we can interpret this as Shannon and Canon being killed at the same time, even though we're missing a corpse.
そうなるわ。
That's right.
順調に事件が進んでいくな。
Looks like the crimes are moving along. This was the crime of the fourth Twilight. The scene was the Rose Garden. There were no locks or doors. It wasn't a closed room. So the master keys were no longer a factor. Then the pace of the crimes began to accelerate. Fifth and sixth Twilights. Everyone took shelter in the guest house. They carefully sealed all doors and windows, locking themselves in a closed room. However, several closed room murders had already occurred. Could locking themselves in a closed room do anything more than invite another tragedy? After arguing fiercely in the cousin room about finding the culprit, they decided that they should double-check Nanjo, Kumasawa, and Goda's testimony. And there, they learned that tragedy had occurred once more.
ゴーダさんも熊沢さんもこの傷では即死だったでしょう。
Judging by these wounds, Goda-san and Kumasawa-san died instantly, I believe.
むごたらしい死に方です。
Such a gruesome way to die.
この傷で生きてるわけあるもんか。
Like how they could survive with wounds like this?
死んでるよ。ゴーダさんも熊沢さんも。
Goda-san and Kumasawa-san are both dead!
戸締まり確認とか見回りとかいろいろやってたからな。
Well, we have been busy, keeping a lookout and locking up and all that.
今回もまた俺たちには全員アリバイがない。
Once again, none of us has an alibi.
そんなことはないよ。
That's not true.
見てみな。
Look,
あんな殺し方をしたら絶対に犯人は返り血を浴びるはずなんだ。
if they were killed in that way, the culprit would definitely have gotten blood splatter on themselves.
でもいとこ全員も して南條先生も返り血は浴びてないね。
But Dr. Nanju and all the cousins have no blood spatter on them.
私たち全員は、つまりいとこ4人と南條先生には郷田さんと熊沢さんは殺せない。
All of us, in other words, the four cousins and Dr. Nanjo, couldn't have killed Goda-san and Kumasawa-san.
となれば、犯人は俺たち以外の誰かであることは明白だ。
In that case, it's clear that the culprit is someone other than us.
何者かの侵入を疑って調べたけれど、ゲストハウスの戸締まりは完璧だった。
I guess that someone might have snuck in, so I checked around, but the guest house was still completely locked up.
犯人はやはりマスターキーを持っているのかもしれません。
Perhaps the culprit had a master key after all.
それはありえねえぜ。
That's impossible.
マスターキーはもうここで死んでる2人の2本以外存在しない。
Okay. So one of the servants is still alive. One of the servants is still alive, at least. Okay. No master keys exist anywhere anymore except the 2 keys on the 2 people who die here, who lie dead here.
現存する2本のマスターキーがこうしてゲストハウス内に残っている以上、
Since the 2 master keys that exist are here inside the guest house,
ゲストハウスは完璧な密室なんだ。
that makes the guest house a perfect closed room.
完璧でないから人が死んだんだけどね。
Well, since someone's dad is obviously wasn't perfect.
This was the crime of the 5th and 6th Twilights. The scene was the closed room known as the guest house. Goda and Kumasawa's master keys were also destroyed, meaning that all master keys have now been lost. Now, no one can break into the closed room guest house. At least, that should have been the case. Seventh Twilight. It's gotta be Nanjo, I'm guessing by now. Yep. This time, Dr. Nanjo was killed. He died in the entrance hall of the guest house. It was far too foolish of him to come here alone to check that everything was locked. He's dead! He's been killed!
僕でさえこれは即死だったに違いないと一目でわかるよ。
Even I can say for sure that this was an instant death.
戸締まりは完璧だよ。
Everything is locked up perfectly.
密室なのにどうして？
How did it happen if this is a closed room?
じゃあ俺たちの中に犯人がいるってことになるぞ。
That means the culprit is one of us!
それはありえない。
Impossible!
状況から判断して私にもマリアにもバトラにもジョージ兄さんにも南條先生は殺せない。
Judging by the circumstances, Maria, Bella, Georgie, Nissan, and I all couldn't have killed Dr. Nanjo.
そもそもゲストハウス内で南條先生を殺すことは不可能なんだ。
In the first place, no one could kill Dr. Nanjo inside the guest house.
しかもこれを見ろよ。
And look at this.
つまりこいつは南條先生がゲストハウスを出ていない証拠だ。
Simply put, this is proof that Dr. Nanjo didn't leave the guest house.
じゃあ南條先生は殺せないってことになるね。
This means that no one can kill Dr. Nanjo, right?
なのになんで殺されてるの？
So how was he killed?
No one could answer that innocent question. This was the seventh Twilight. Once again, the crime scene was the closed room known as the guest house. Various bits of evidence made this crime scene seem even more impossible. Then the tragedy reached the eighth Twilight, the final one. By now it was clear that holding up wouldn't keep them safe. Jessica might have chosen anger as a way to numb her fear. She flew out of the guest house in a rage, searching for the culprit that surely hid somewhere outside. George, Battler, and Maria hurriedly chased after her. Then outside the building, they found Jessica lying on the ground. It was, as anyone could tell at a glance, a gruesome corpse. Poor Jessica-chan. She probably died instantly.
これで生きているわけがないもんね。
There's no way she could live through this.
The three of us were together the whole time! Georgie, Aniki, Maria, and I couldn't have killed Jessica!
Yeah. The three of us couldn't have killed Jessica.
As if Mario-chan could kill someone. Oh my god! Oh my god. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm sorry. That is fucking hilarious. Wow. I believe it. How smart Maria is. I would totally believe it that she could. Mario-chan couldn't kill anyone.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, the purple has got to be lies. The purple has got to be lies.
Georgie Oni-chan couldn't kill an adult.
Oh, wow. That is sweetie. I know Georgie could never kill a child. Because he's just a sweetie pie. Oh, Georgie.
He could kill a kid, though.
I don't understand it at all! What the hell is going on here? This was the eighth Twilight. The crime scene was outside. However, the three who chased after Jessica have alibis. Well, it's obvious that two people from the first two Twilights are alive. George, Battler, and Maria couldn't have killed Jessica. So is there really someone hiding on this island, apart from the Ushirmiya family? The curtain is lowered on this tale for now. And that's all for my tale.
It's pretty well made. If you had a full-on reader, it'd stand up well against Beato's games.
I agree there. You did a good job. Well, the real work comes from taking this, reading it, and making it worthy of proper theater going. Still, I'm stumped. On the face of it, the culprit has to be some mysterious person outside the Ushirmiya family. Hello, Michael Pierre. Welcome to the stream. And that would be the same as acknowledging the existence of a witch. We can also suspect the existence of some accomplices aiding the culprit. By the way, what was that purple text all about? A new rule? I call them purple statements. It's a rule I made to make the story a bit easier to follow. Just think of the purple statements as important spoken statements. In other words, you might be able to ignore the spoken statements that aren't purple. Oh. Well, that's nice of you. Then, are the purple statements reliable as red truth? Yep. You can think of the purple statements as having the same power as red truth. That is a lie! However, there is one exception. A culprit can tell lies with purple statements. There we go. Okay. There we go. I knew they were lies. I see. To turn it around, anyone who isn't a culprit can't tell lies. Purple statements. These seem to be the key to Lady Bernkastel's game. Yep, that's right. I'll explain the rules for my game. The definition of culprit is one who murders. It is possible for a culprit to lie. It is possible for a culprit to lie even before committing murder. Okay. Characters who are not culprits only speak the truth. Characters who are not culprits cannot cooperate with a culprit. Okay. So every accomplice has to be someone who killed somebody else. Okay. So for you to be accomplice, you would have to kill someone else at some point. Characters who are not culprits cannot cooperate with a culprit. Okay, so... yep, a culprit must carry out all murders directly by their own hands. Okay, so... Let's see. So that means... Yeah, those rules kind of... This is just like a summary of what the first 4 rules state. Basically, that the only way to work with the killers is to be a killer yourself. A culprit must not die. A culprit must be among the characters appearing in the story. Okay. Huh. Purple statements are as absolute as red truth. However, a culprit can lie with purple statements. And that's all. The definition of culprit is one who murders. Makes sense. It is possible for a culprit to lie. That seems reasonable enough, too. It is possible for a culprit to lie, even before committing murder. Well, no surprises there. Characters who are not culprits only speak the truth. How convenient.
Characters who are not culprits may not cooperate with the culprit, right?
So culprit can't make accomplices tell lies to match their version of events. Damn. My guess was that someone manufactured an alibi to cover for the culprit, but... Aw, too bad. A culprit must carry out all murders directly, by their own hands. In other words, there are no remote or indirect methods of murder, like traps. A culprit must not die. In other words, they can't commit murder, form a closed room, and then commit suicide inside it.
Doesn't that mean that dead people can't be culprits?
I mean, basically, all you have to go on... Really, the last 4 Twilights all happened outside, didn't they? So, the only Twilights you really have to think about are the first one. I gotta say, I think the most convincing line has to be that all the parents were examined by their children. And so basically, one of the children is cooperating with their parents. That's what that means. Because we have confirmation that after the second Twilight, 6 people are dead. So that automatically rules out anyone but the 2 who it was. So I think that rules out, first of all, I think that rules out Rosa and Maria, because there's 2 there's got to be two working together. And Rosa's only one person. So it's either George and his parents or a battler and his parents. It's gotta be. As to how the second Twilight was done, I have no idea. I think the line that the parents were examined by their own children to confirm the deaths are the main thing. Yeah, I'll keep reading. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure this out.
Doesn't that also mean that dead people can't be culprits?
That's a simple yet vital piece of information. A culprit must be among the characters appearing in the story. So this isn't about some mysterious stranger who snuck onto the island. The appearing characters are the same old 17 people after Kinzo was removed. No one else appears in the story, so no one else matters. So, with that in mind, what I just said, we can take everything said by anybody who's not George or Battler as the truth. I have a feeling. Purple statements are as absolute as red truths. However, the culprit alone may lie with purple statements. Now is a troublesome one. It might be the heart of this game. Does that cover all of the game's basic rules? Besides that, I guess there's only the reader will tell no lies. So that means that all the white text is true as well. Yup. In other words, there are no lies in the non-dialogue narrative text. Oh, it was my way to come up with the conclusion was that it was the line that all the children were examined by their parents. So that automatically would mean that somebody there. First of all, Bernkastel confirming that 6 people are dead after the second Twilight, and then the first Twilight, all the children were confirmed. The parents were confirmed dead by their children, and so that means there's 2 people. Basically, Bernkastel just gave us a huge clue that there's 2 people alive after the second Twilight. So what's backwards? So that's how I came to that conclusion. So it's got to be Battler lying that his parents are dead, or George lying that his parents are dead. So if you want to be safe, I'm pretty sure you could take everybody except George and Battler's statements as true. Although that doesn't leave out. Yeah, the children were examined by their parents. Yeah. I mean, god damn it, the parents were examined by the children. Fucking hell. Ah, jeez, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay. And also, I have no idea how the second Twilight was done. I could have added that stuff if I wanted, but it'd be a pain and make things complicated. So, you willingly abandoned a witch's privileges. You seem quite confident. She probably plans to win despite that. That's all from me. I don't intend to give you any more hints or answer any more questions.
As the observer, I'll proclaim this once again. I guarantee that it's possible to identify the culprit with this information.
Okay. Got it. I can't wait to get started. I know, it's so romantic! Oh my god. It's so romantic. Oh my god. I can't believe the two of us are going to take on the same mystery together once more. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. This is a real game between you and me. I recommend finding some paper and something to write with. I see. That is, if you really intend to fight me. I have no idea how the second Twilight was done. I'm gonna assume that Bernkastel said nobody, no culprit left with, jeez, that's troubling. If you do get completely stuck, maybe you should listen in on Battler and Beatu's reasoning. We'll have those be hints for when you get absolutely stumped and can't move forward. Still, I'd rather fight you one-on-one, if you plan to enjoy our little duel, than try defeating you by your own power alone, without relying on hints. Okay, let's enjoy ourselves, shall we? Enjoy this game that I've created, just for you. It's time to duel! Okay, let's see. Oh, wow. Damn. Okay. This is amazing. Oh my god. I gotta determine, I'm pretty sure it's either George or Battler and their parents. Okay, you can't click on dead people. Or rather, people who died in the first Twilight, which makes sense. Pretty sure Kraus is not a culprit. So, I'm gonna say that... Yeah, I do want to see the hints. So, yeah, I do want 23 hints, but I do want to see them. I do want to see them. Is there any kind of reward for getting it without hints, or is it just there? Everyone gathered in the dining hall. After inspecting the interior of the dining hall, we determined that all the doors and windows had been locked, making it a locked room. Okay. It's clear that no one is hiding. Natsuhi? Okay, so they are capable of destroying the master keys. I'm gonna take Kraus and Natsuhi as truth. Can I save? I can't save. I can't save. It's not letting me save. Oh no. It's not letting me save. That sucks. Like right clicking does nothing. Oh fuck. Okay, let's go back to the checking the purple by person. Okay, I searched all over the room, looking for a clue. In the end, I found the windows and doors were all locked, making it a locked room. I'm sure that the culprit left some sort of clue in this room. Made sure that no one was able to enter or leave until the police arrived. Okay, George and Nissan got upset. So we all went inside to look for them. That's a good... Yeah, Guppy Force, that's true. Maybe I'll get a screen that lets me save if I go to reread story. Interesting, okay. I'll check that afterward. Later on, we all learned that George and Nissan alone had an alibi. Okay. Like forgotten Shannon's death, it was impossible for George and Nissan to be the murderer. Okay. Okay, interesting. So I do think Jessica is innocent. Based on the rules, I think... Okay. Based on the rules, I think Jessica is innocent. About the parents being examined by their children in the first Twilight. So, if that means George, but then the parents could have done it, so that doesn't prove anything. If it's regarding just Shannon's death. All of us, in other words, the four cousins and Dr. Nancho, couldn't have killed Goda-san and Kuwasawa-san. His daddy's been killed. Okay. Again, so this doesn't rule out the parents. Basically, she's saying that she's confirming for me that it's either Hideyoshi and Diva or Kraus and, not Kraus, Rudolph and Kirie. Now, George, he's one of my suspects. Of course, there was no one hiding in the dining hall either. I pray she was alive. However, I was forced to acknowledge that she was dead. I guess that someone might have snuck in, so I checked around, but the guest house was still completely locked up. Even I can say for sure this was an instant death. This says no one could kill Nanjo inside the guest house. Interesting. Okay. I don't know how Dr. Nanjo was killed inside the guest house. Poor Jessica-chan, she probably died instantly. Maria-chan couldn't kill anyone. I think that's true. They're all the okay. Nanjo is the most important here. So, if we believe that Nanjo came to, if we believe that Nanjo is innocent, then no one examining a body will reach the wrong conclusion. But we already know that that can't be true. Because we know that 2 people survived the first Twilight. But then what is the definition of the wrong conclusion? Like, they could have easily lied about what their conclusion was. So that doesn't prove anything. So did Nanjo, I don't think Nanjo confirmed the deaths of anyone in the first Twilight. I confirm both of their deaths. There could be no doubt they died instantly. Okay. Sealed the mansion itself. All took refuge in the guest house. Also examined her and confirmed the death. Romsh, I didn't know you also had a scientific background. I have degrees in genetics and molecular biology. Oh, that's really cool. Hello, fellow science person. Let's see. Judging by these wounds, Goda-san and Kumasawa-san died instantly, I believe. Such a gruesome way to die. Okay. So, he never confirmed. What was the third Twilight? What is the third Twilight? I forgot who was killed in the third Twilight. Was it Shannon? I think it was Shannon. No. Shannon was the fourth. Who was the third? I forgot who the third was. First Twilight looks like all the victims died instantly. Everything was locked up perfectly. Yeah, the 3 of us couldn't have killed Jessica. I'm fairly certain Maria is not the culprit. My God, then... Oh my God. Shit, really? Damn, that is cold. Nobody died in the third. Okay. Unlocked. The dining hall was locked up. Let's see. Master Madam room was locked. So no, not one of us has an alibi. Then again, that's not one of them. It's obvious that it's the 2 parents that lived. Whether it's these 2 or these 2. Okay, now Battler. Anyone could have killed her besides George Key. None of us has an alibi. No master keys exist anymore, except the 2 keys on the 2 people. Okay. Again, all of these things, oh, everybody has an alibi, everybody has an alibi, that's complete bullshit once you realize that 2 people from the first 2 Twilights have to be alive. And Genji-sama was dead. Carlson Natsuhi lay sprawled on the room. Shannon and Cannon barely had any purple text. I'm gonna go to the other settings. I'm gonna do reread story. Okay. I'm just gonna do reread stories just so, Yep! I found a loophole. It lets me save. Okay. It lets me save. Awesome. If I do reread story, then it lets me save. There we go. Okay, perfect. Perfect! Oh, wow, okay. Let's see. I'm so glad I found that loophole. Okay. Now I can see if there's an achievement or not. Because I do want to... I'm going to lock in my answer before I look at the hints. Based on what Bernkastel said, I really do think that, 2 of the people... Yeah, the first Twilight is probably the most important. Dining hall was locked up. I don't think Goda did it. Kumasawa was when I arrived. Okay. Checking the corpses. Let's see. There was a chance they might have everyone has knows the death of each parent. Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! I didn't say my answer yet, Beatrice. Now, this is a very tricky statement here, because this could be a true statement. But, like, that doesn't mean that they're not an accomplice. So they could easily say, like, come to the conclusion that they're a lie, but, that it's a lie. But just not say that. After inspecting, all the doors and windows have been locked. And nothing suspicious was found inside the dining hall. Of course, there was no one hiding either. Huh. That is true. Okay, no one is hiding. Because they're just out in the open, even if they're playing dead. My god, that's loud outside. Hold on, I just need to check this. Yeah, the door is closed, but jeez. The door is closed, but it's just really loud outside. My god, what the hell are they doing this late at night? Okay. It's clear that nobody is hiding, so yeah. We destroyed Genji's master key. Okay, 2. Second Twilight. Madam's room was locked. This is loud outside, I said. Armora. After getting everyone's permission, I unlocked the door. Kraus and Natsuhi. Lay sprawled on the floor inside of the room. Well, oh no, let's see. We know that's true. Nothing what Nanjo says seems to be a lie, because he's saying it very carefully. Like, whole dying instantly thing. Okay. So if we take Nanjo... Like, the only corpses Nanjo didn't examine are the first Twilight. So there's gotta be a reason for that. Oh, hello, Koei. Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you here before. There's gotta be a reason for that. Nanjo never examined the corpses of the first Twilight on his own. But did Nanjo kill anyone? All the servants were together. Now here's the red truce. Okay, but that doesn't mean they can't kill people through them if the window is open. Just because it's impossible to enter or leave by them doesn't mean that they can't kill people through them. Like someone could have aimed a gun through the window, an open window. The culprit of the first Twilight has definitely killed 6 people. So, yeah, if we were to take that, that means two people are still alive. I'm absolutely certain. And they're not Natsuhi and Kraus. They can't be Natsuhi and Kraus. Because Nanjo examined them himself. But Nanjo didn't examine the people from the first Twilight. And there's got to be a reason for that. And that's because Nanjo probably was not an accomplice. No culprit joined the group as they left. But the culprit could have joined their group. Or... Okay. So I do think that... The culprit could... That doesn't say that the culprit couldn't have joined the group as they came in. That's quite possible. The culprit could have definitely joined the group as they came in. I'm gonna say that's true. My reasoning for trusting Nanjo is that his whole thing seems to be a linchpin for the difference between the first Twilight and all Twilights afterward. He examined every single other corpse himself. But he didn't examine the corpses of the first Twilight. So I believe that that was done on purpose in storytelling. Because if Nanjo was part of the culprits, then he could have just examined all the corpses. And he could have made up any lies he wanted because he would be a killer later or then. But what would even be the point of disallowing Nanjo from examining the first Twilight corpses narratively, unless he wasn't trustworthy? That's what I think. I think Nanjo was trustworthy, specifically because he wasn't allowed to examine the corpses of the first Twilight. Like, look at this. He examined this death. Nanjo also examined the second Twilight's death. Basically, there would be no reason. You could simply basically just metagaming it in that. There's got to be a reason why they didn't have Nanjo examine the corpses of the first Twilight. So not one of us had an alibi. So yeah, the servants are probably fine. I'm gonna believe Jessica here. Say anyone could have killed her besides George Aniki. Basically, I'm gonna say one person killed everyone in the first and second Twilight that is actually dead. And then later people killed the other Twilights. Let's say for the second Twilight, because that's what Bernkastel said. And then for the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth Twilights, it could have been any of the two other people, the other parent and their child, because they would have had to kill at least one person each to be qualified as a killer. So I guess that means the master keys can be destroyed. Oh, okay. I do think that, let's see. Canon is, yep, that's just canon. 5th and 6th. Goda and Kumasawa died instantly. This could be a lie. Interesting. Why is this here? Okay, his daddy's Nanjo. It's gotta be Battler or George. It's gotta be. Okay, so you know what? Yeah, these two statements are contradictory. I'm pretty sure these two statements are contradictory, aren't they? No one could kill Dr. Nanjo inside the guest house, and this is proof that Dr. Nanjo didn't leave the guest house. So if he didn't leave the guest house, that means no one could kill him. So these two statements are contradictory. So I think this is absolute proof right here that it has to be George or Battler. Because either someone killed Dr. Nanjo inside the guest house, or he definitely did leave the guest house. It's gotta be George or Battler. But now how to determine which one? Let's check back by person and see what Battler said. Now, this right here, see, nothing suspicious was found in the dining hall. So, let's see. That could be a lie, because, see. See, we also see on the dining hall, anyone could have killed her besides George Aniki. Yeah, I think it's got to be either George or Battler. And honestly, going by the other game Bernkastel did, it's got to be George or Battler. Ramsh, but if that was true, then that means Nanjo left the guest house. So that would invalidate George's statement right here. I mean, that would invalidate Battler's statement. Sorry. That would invalidate that Dr. Nanjo left the guest house. That he didn't leave the guest house, rather. So that would invalidate Battler's statement. That's absolute proof, I'm guessing. I'm going to say it's either George or Battler. So now we just have to go through and see which one makes sense with which one lines up with the others and which one doesn't. So no one could kill. Actually, let's see what Maria said about Jessica. Now that doesn't matter though because actually it does. It does. Oh my god. Because if that's true, the only kid that died so far is Jessica at that point. And Jessica was the last death. And the three of us couldn't have killed Jessica. It's gotta be Battler. Because George couldn't kill an adult. So that means... And he definitely didn't kill Jessica. So that means it's gotta be Battler. I'm locking in. It's Battler. Okay, you guys? I do want to see the hints. I really do want to see all the hints, but my answer is locked in. It's Battler and his parents. That's what I think. 100%. There can be no doubt now, based on what Maria just said about George. I really want to see what the hints say, though, because I don't want to miss out on the content. These purple statements are quite a problem. We know that their statement's important enough to be on par with Red Truth. Okay, you want me to... Okay. You want me to save and make my choice first? I already saved. Okay, pick the choice and then watch the hints? Okay, sure. Gotta be. Gotta be. It's gotta be, based on Maria's statement. It can't be George. And it's gotta be either Battler or George. Ange flew out of the guest house sobbing. When are they going to tell us if we were right or wrong? Wait, when are we going to tell? They're going to tell us if we were right or wrong. Wait, was I right or wrong? I should probably read the hints before. I'll load back. Wait, I got it right? Oh my god, if I was wrong, it would have triggered a hint. Oh my god. Okay. Then yeah, I want to see the hints. I can't believe it! What the actual fuck? But it's me! How the actual fuck? But I said that! There's no way it could be fucking right. How the fuck? What? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god! What the actual fuck? Oh my god! What? Oh my god! I am not smart, you guys. If I was smart, I would have a job. Seriously. I am pretty goddamn dumb, I'll tell you that. Alright, let's start the hints. Jeez. But thank you guys. Oh my god. Holy shit. Wow, hello Devon News. These purple statements are quite a problem.
赤き真実並みに重要な発言だってことは分かってるんだ。
We know that their statement's important enough to be on par with red truth.
だが、犯人の嘘が混じってる。
But they also contain the culprit's lies.
針が混じってるかもしれないパンをそのまま丸飲みにして食べるバカはいないわ。
Oh, even the dumbest of you wouldn't try swallowing a whole. There might be a needle inside.
Yeah, but I've not have a job for a long time. You guys, I've been unemployed for quite a while, so that's very different.
I just love making these Higurashi references.
Indeed. If we accept the purple blindly, there's no chance the truth will come to light.
針の混じったパンか。いい例えだな。
A roll with a needle in it. I like that analogy.
せっかくの貴重な情報も一粒の嘘のせいで台無しってわけだ。
This precious vital information might all be wasted thanks to one tiny lie.
この大量の紫の中のどれが一体嘘なのか。
Just which lines in this vast collection of purple have lies in them?
考えるだけで頭が痛くなるというものよ。
Just thinking about it makes my head hurt.
なら、ここでチェス盤をひっくり返してみようじゃねえか。
Then why don't we try spinning the chessboard around?
ほう。
Oh.
というと
What do you mean?
簡単な話さ。
It's simple.
どれが嘘かじゃない。
Forget which ones are lies.
どれは確実に真実かってことに注目するんだ。
Let's concentrate on finding out which ones must be true.
確実に真実とわかる紫など存在するのか。
Are there any purple statements that we know must be true?
それを探すんだ。
That's what we're looking for.
絶対に犯人じゃないと確定できるやつを探す。
We'll look for people who couldn't possibly be the culprit.
それを見つけることができれば、そいつの紫の発言はすべて赤き真実と同じってことになるんだ。
If we can do that, then all of their purple statements are the same as red truth.
なるほど。
I see.
犯人を探すのではなく、まずは絶対に犯人でない人物を探すというわけか。
Instead of searching for the culprit, we'll start by searching for those who couldn't be the culprit.
基本であるな。
Yes, a simple and fundamental strategy.
そういうことさ。
That's it.
必ずいるはずだ。丹念に探してみよう。
There's gotta be someone, so let's look through it carefully.
まずは第一歩というところね。
Oh, in other words, you gotta start from square one, huh?
お手並み拝見といくわ。
Let's see what they can do.
絶対に犯人でない人物とはどういうことだろう。
How can we know for sure that someone isn't the culprit?
ルールに犯人は死なないってのがある。
One of the rules is that the culprit can't die.
つまりひでえ話だが、死んだ奴は信用できるってことになる。
In other words, though it might sound cruel, we can trust anyone who's dead.
ほう、それはわかりやすい。
Oh, that makes it easy.
ほとんどの人物は殺された。
Almost all of the characters were killed.
それらの人物の紫は全て信用できるというわけか。
So we can trust the purple of all those people.
ところがそう簡単な話じゃない。
But it isn't quite that simple.
俺とお前のゲームでもたびたび問題になった死んだふり問題ってのがあるんだ。
There's the issue of people playing dead, which popped up every so often, even in our games.
どの犠牲者も皆検視をしているではないか。
The bodies of all victims were examined, were they not?
南條も紫で誰も検視を誤らないと断言している。
Nanjo even said with the purple that no one would make a mistake when examining bodies.
南條先生が犯人だったらそれも当てにはならねえぜ。
If Dr. Nanjo is the culprit, then we can't even rely on that.
一見どの犠牲者も検視されているように見えるが、どの死亡確認も紫発言だ。
At a glance, it may look as though all the victims were examined, but all confirmations of their deaths are in purple statements.
100% じゃない。
We can't be 100% sure.
では誰の死ならば信用できるというのか。
Then whose death can we be sure about?
とにかく犠牲者全員の検視をもう一度見直すんだ。
At any rate, let's check all the examinations over again.
紫発言なんてあやふやなものじゃなくて、絶対確実に死んだ人間を探すんだ。
Let's look for someone who we can be absolutely certain is dead, in some way more reliable than these purple statements. Yes, it's Mortal Kombat time! Yes, I've got it. Paddler, it's the narrated parts. We've been told that there are no lies in the narrated sections. I just realized that too.
ベルンカステルは赤き真実でト書き部分には嘘がないことを宣言している。
Bernkastel announced in red that there are no lies in the narration.
あら、気づかれちゃったみたいよ。
Oh, looks like they figured it out.
気づかなくちゃ始まらないわよ。
They wouldn't get anywhere if they didn't.
ト書きで死亡を宣告されている奴はおらぬか。
Are there any deaths confirmed by the narration?
そいつは本当に死んでいると断言できることになる。
That would mean we can say for sure that the person in question is dead.
そしてそいつは自動的に犯人でないということになる。
And that automatically means that they aren't the culprit. Well, Matt, it was because of the contradiction. I had to narrow it down to Battler and George. For two reasons. One, because of the parents being examined by their children thing left way too good an opening. 3 reasons actually. 2, because Bernkastel pretty much confirmed that 2 people from the first and second Twilights were alive. And 3, because of the contradiction between the 2 statements. And 4 because of Maria. Because Maria can't be, is not a killer, then she pretty much confirms that it can't be George. And since I narrowed it down to Battler and George, it has to be Battler and his parents. So that's how I got it, basically. In short. And that automatically means that they aren't the culprit.
のみならず、そやつの紫は信頼できるということになる。
And on top of that, it means we can trust their purple.
トガキで死亡を語られている人物を探してみよう。
Let's look for deaths that are mentioned in the narration.
横たわっていたみたいな、生きてるようにも死んでるようにも見える曖昧な表現でないやつもだ。
Ones that aren't vague about whether the person is alive or dead, like X was lying on the ground.
頭からもう一度探すぞ。
Yes, let's read through it once more from the start. God, I love these two.
バトラー見よ。
Seriously, I'm gonna enjoy each and every moment of these hints because we get to see Battler and Beatrice just doing what they love together. Oh God, it's just really heartwarming to see. Battler, look.
第7の番の南條については、トガキではっきりと殺されたと記されているぞ。
The narration clearly says that Nanjo was killed on the 7th Twilight.
俺も見つけたぜ。
I found one too.
第8の番のジェシカについて、トガキではっきりと無残な死体だったと記している。
On the 8th Twilight, the narration clearly mentions Jessica's gruesome corpse.
ということはつまり。
So in other words,
南條先生とジェシカ。
Dr. Nanjo and Jessica
この二人は確実に死んでいるということは。
are definitely dead.
そしてそれは。
And that means
南條とジェシカが犯人ではないことを示しているというわけだ。
we've proven that Nanjo and Jessica aren't culprits. Now from here, I can gather that you could figure it out very easy. Because you can absolutely confirm that everyone, it's got to be 2 people from the first Twilight who are still alive, based on this and Bernkastel's Red Truth. And then you could narrow it down to Battler and George. And then if you use Maria's statement, you could easily say that it's not George.
そしてそれは
And that means
この二人の紫発言は赤き真実も同然というわけだ。
all of their purple statements are the same as Red Truth.
そういうことだ。
Indeed, that's right. The pair gave each other a high five. Finally, they had found their first big clue. A sleeve slice on the roll with a needle in it. They had discovered some purple statements they could trust.
南條とジェシカの紫発言を書き出してみよう。
Let's try writing out Nanjo's and Jessica's purple statements.
これは赤き真実も同然だ。
These are the same as Red Truth.
ようやく見えてきたぞ。
We're finally getting somewhere.
南條先生が犯人でないことが確定なら、第1の番の彼の紫発言である。
Well, true, Romch, I still don't know how the second Twilight was done. My guess is that Battler joined them while they were inside the room. Well, as they came in the room, Battler joined them. Or they were shot from below. You know, maybe they were shot from below the floor. You know, like how Kiryu was killed in the 4th game. If we're sure that Dr. Nanjo isn't the culprit, then his purple statement for the first Twilight. Oh, god damn it. That was Battler. Fucking hell. If we're sure that Dr. Nanjo isn't the culprit, then his purple statement for the first Twilight, no one is going to mistakenly confirm a death, even those other than myself, becomes very important. In other words, no one will make any mistakes when confirming deaths.
犯人でないことが確定したこの2人。南條先生とジェシカによって行われた検視は絶対に信用できるってことだ。
So anytime Dr. Nanjo or Jessica confirms a death, we can be absolutely sure that it's true.
つまり、南條とジェシカが死亡を確認した人物もまた犯人ではないことが確実になるというわけだ。
So anyone whose death was confirmed by Nanjo and Jessica could not be the culprit.
Oh. Looks like they're moving along.
It's strange. I find it annoying that they're making progress. But if they did get stuck, that would just be boring.
よし、この2人の検視をチェックして、犯人ではありえない人物を探してみよ
う。Okay, let's check their examinations and find some more characters who can't be the culprit. Indeed. Battler, I finished checking Nanjo's and Jessica's purple statements.
この2人が死亡を確認した人物は間違いなく死んでいる。
People whose deaths were confirmed by those two are definitely dead.
そして、それは間違いなく犯人でないことを示す。
Well, Ramsh, I just thought that it was obvious that 2 people were alive from the first date because of Bernkastel's Red Truth. I thought that's basically she was just saying that pretty much out loud. That's what I thought. People whose deaths were confirmed by those two are definitely dead. And that means they can't be culprits. Which in turn increases the number of purple statements we can trust. Let's start with Dr. Nanjo. He confirmed the deaths of the victims in the second Twilight, Uncle Kraus and Aunt Natsuhi. Then, on the fourth Twilight, he also confirmed Shannon's death. On the fifth and sixth Twilights, he even confirmed Goda-san and Kumasawa-san's deaths. The number of innocent people has skyrocketed. In addition to Nanjo and Jessica, we now know that Kraus, Natsuhi, Shannon, Goda, and Kumasawa cannot be culprits. That's not all. On the fourth Twilight, Bernkastel announced Kanon-kun's death with the Red Truth. The culprit can't die, so Kanon-kun isn't the culprit either. Nanjo, Jessica, Kraus. Natsuhi, Shannon, Kanon. Goda and Kumasawa.
8人は犯人ではない。
All 8 of them are not the culprit.
あらら、
Oh,
いきなり容疑者が8人も減らされちゃったわよ。
all of a sudden they now have 8 less suspects.
ここまでは順当でしょ。
It's only natural that they'd make it this far.
ここからよ。
This is where it really begins.
これで信用できる紫発言がどっと増えたぞ。
And now the number of purple statements we can trust has grown tremendously.
ここからが本番だ。
We're really getting into the thick of it. I love watching their reasoning.
あ
Yeah!
あ、新しく犯人でないことが分かった人物の紫発言も確認するぞ。
Let's check through the purple statements of the characters we've just proven innocent.
Kraus, Natsuhi, Shannon,
Kraus, Natsuhi, Shannon,
Kanon, Goda, Kumasawa.
Kanon, Goda, Kumasawa.
この新しく無実が証明された人物の紫発言を吟味したぞ。
I've looked through the purple statements for all the people we just proved innocent.
ああ、
Yeah.
その結果、源氏さんが犯人でないことも新たに証明された。
And as a result, we've proven that Genji-san isn't the culprit.
カノンが第一の晩に紫発言で源氏の死を確認したと宣言している。
And after the first Twilight, Kanon announces in a purple statement that he confirmed Genji's death.
これで源氏も白というわけだ。
That clears Genji of suspicion as well.
これで合計9人の無実が証明されたな。
So now a total of 9 people have been proven innocent.
いい感じだぜ。
Things are going pretty well.
そうそう、シャノンと熊沢の紫発言で第一の晩の6人の死亡も確認しているようだぞ。
Really? Ah, right. It looks like Shannon's and Kumasawa's purple statements confirm that the 6 people at the first Twilight all died.
それは鵜呑みにできねえな。
We shouldn't accept that so easily.
なぜか
Why not?
シャノンと熊沢の発言は信用できるのではないか？
We can trust Shannon and Kumasawa's statements, can we not?
そうよね。
Oh, yeah, right.
シャノンと熊沢が犯人でないことが確定したのに、どうしてその発言が信用できないの？
If you're so sure they aren't culprits, why can't you trust their purple statements?
例えば熊沢さんだが、第一の晩の犠牲者の6人が食堂で血まみれになって倒れていたとしか言ってない。
Kumasawa-san, for example, only said they were lying there covered in blood.
つまり生死は不明ってわけだ。
So it's not clear whether they were alive or dead.
食堂の6人の犠牲者の検視は絶対とは言えないわけだ。
We can't call this a perfect examination of the 6 victims.
食堂の6人についてシャノンは別の言い方もしているぞ。
Shannon speaks of those 6 in a different way.
お子様方はそれぞれ自分の親が間違いなく死んでいることを確認したと。
She says each of the children confirmed the deaths of their own parents.
食堂でそれぞれの親を検視したのは俺とジョージの兄貴、そしてマリアの3人ってことだ。
In the dining hall, that means George, Aniki, Maria, and I each examined our own
し
parents.
かしこの3人が白であることはまだ証明されていない。
However, we haven't proven yet that any of those 3 are innocent.
ほう、なるほど、そういうことね。
Ah, I get it.
シャノンは食堂の6人の死亡をそれぞれの親の子供が確認したことは証明したけれど、
Shannon's words prove that the children confirmed each of the 6 deaths in the dining hall.
それぞれの子供が真実の検視をしたかまでは証明していないわ。
But they don't prove that the examinations those kids performed were legitimate.
そういうことだ。
That's it.
子供が嘘をついている可能性が否定できない以上、まだ食堂の連中全員を疑いから外すわけにはいかない。
Since we can't deny the possibility that the kids are lying, we still can't remove all 6 people in the dining hall from suspicion.
これは厄介であるな。
How troublesome.
その3人は最後まで生き残った生存者。
Those three are the survivors who live until the end.
生きているということはすなわち犯人でないと証明不能というわけだ。
Since they are alive, that makes it impossible to prove that they aren't culprits.
バトラー、ジョージ、マリ
Battler, George, Maria.
生き残ったこの3人は犯人である可能性が高いと同時に白であることの証明が最も難しいと言えるだろう。
While these survivors are very likely to be culprits, it's probably also hardest to prove them innocent.
とりあえず
At any rate,
確実な死亡によって白であると断言できるのはこの9人までのようであるな。
it looks like those 9 are the only ones whose innocence we can be sure of thanks to their confirmed deaths.
ここからは信頼できる9人の紫発言で純粋に推理していくしかない。
From here on out, it'll just be pure reasoning, based off the purple statements of the 9 we can trust.
南條、ジェシカ、クラウス、
Nanjo, Jessica, Kraus,
夏日、シャノン、カノン、
Natsuhi, Shannon, Cannon,
ゴーダ、熊沢、源氏。
Goda, Kumasawa, and Genji.
この9人の紫発言を読み直すしかないな。
All we can do is read through their purple statements once more.
ここからは難度が上がるぞ。
Things are gonna get hard starting now.
覚悟してかかろうぜ。
Let's steel ourselves and take a shot at it. Indeed.
ようやくミステリーらしくなってきたというところよ。
It's finally starting to feel like a real mystery. God, this is what I live for, just to see them happy with each other, just like happily doing what they love together. Oh God. Precious, absolutely
おい、
precious.
ベアト。
Hey, Beato,
興味深いことが分かったぞ。
I found something interesting.
この一連の事件、マスターキーは一切使えない。
In this chain of crimes, master keys can never be used.
そういえば白である9人の中に使用人5人が含まれるのであったな。
Come to think of it, the group of 9 innocent people includes all 5 servants, doesn't it?
マスターキーは使用人にしか使えない。
Only the servants can use master keys.
渡せもしない。
They can't hand them over to someone else.
そして犯人でない人物は犯人に協力しないのだから、犯行にマスターキーを用いることはできないんだ。
And since people who aren't culprits themselves can't assist culprits, the master keys can't be used for crimes. Since it's been guaranteed that all 5 servants are innocent, we know that the master keys have nothing to do with the crimes.
確かにそうなる。
Yes, that's right.
となるとますますに厄介ではないか。
And that makes this even more troublesome, correct?
何度も起こった密室殺人。
All of these closed room murders.
それらをマスターキー抜きで構築せねばならんことになる。
Every one of them must be constructed without any master keys. No.
チェス盤をひっくり返すぜ。
Spin the chessboard around.
ってことはつまりマスターキーがなくても構築可能なトリックってわけさ。
This just means that they can all be constructed with the tricks that don't involve master keys.
なるほど。
I see.
第1の番、食堂の密室。
So we have the first Twilight, the closed room of the dining hall.
第2の番、夏日の部屋の密室。
The second Twilight, Natsuhi's closed room.
第5の番以降のゲストハウスの密室。
And starting with the fifth Twilight, the closed room of the guest house.
じっくり考え直す必要がありそうだな。
It seems we must look closely through these again.
もう一度じっくりと読み直してみよう。
Let's read through it once more carefully.
使用人は全員白なんだ。
All of the servants are innocent.
マスターキーは使えない。
Master keys can't be used.
そこを念頭にもう一度考えるんだ。
Let's think through it again with that in mind.
第一の番の食堂の密室についてだが、このような推理はどうだろうか。
I think I have a theory about the closed room of the first Twilight.
拝聴しよ
う。Let's hear it.
第一の番の犠牲者の検視は未だ定かではない。
The corpse examinations of the victims in the first Twilight still aren't certain.
つまり、その中の誰かが実は犯人で。
In other words, what if one of them was really the culprit?
他の5人を殺した後に死んだふりをして、内側から食堂を施錠したのだ。
They killed the other 5, locked the dining hall from the inside, and played dead.
確かに。それならマスターキーを使わずに密室を生み出せるな。
True, they could create a closed room without using master keys that way.
とすると、一つ疑問が出てくる。
That leaves us with a problem, though.
疑問とは何か。
What problem?
覚えてるか
Remember.
第2の番のやりとりの時、ベルンカステルに赤き真実でこう宣言された。
When we were talking about the second Twilight, Bernkastel said this with the red truth.
第1の番の犯人は確実に6人を殺しているとな。
The culprit of the first Twilight really did kill 6 people.
そういえばそうであったな。
Yes, now that you mention it.
この赤き真実がある以上、やはり食堂の6人は死んでいたってことになる。
No, Battler, you're falling into her trap. That's what she wants you to think. Because of that red, it seems all 6 people in the dining hall were dead after all.
なら、外部の人間がどうやって食堂に施錠を
So how did someone lock the dining hall from the outside?
マスターキーを使わずに
Without using a key.
なあ、バトラ。
Hey, Battler.
その赤き真実は食堂の6人の死亡を確実なものにしているのではないか。
Does that red truth really confirm the deaths of all 6 people in the dining hall?
ま
あ。Well, doesn't it?
そういうことになるんだろうな。
となれば、食堂の6人も白ということで、すでに白と分かっている源氏を除き、新しく5人が白と判明したことになるのではないか？
In that case, the 6 in the dining hall were all innocent, and excluding Genji, whose innocence has already been confirmed, we can remove 5 more people from the list of suspects. Yes?
つまり、9たす5で14人の無実が証明できたというわけだ。
In other words, 9 plus 5 equals 14 people have been proven innocent.
残るは3人。
There are only 3 left.
バトラ、ジョージ、マリアの3人の中に犯人がいるに違いないのだ。
Either Battler, George, or Maria is the culprit.
ちょっと待ってくれ。
Wait a second.
どうもそいつは引っかかるんだ。
There's something about this that's bugging me.
赤き真実で犯人は6人を殺したと宣言はされてる。
That red truth did say the culprit killed 6 people.
でもそれを第一の番の時に言われたわけじゃない。
However, she didn't say the red right after the first Twilight.
確か第2の番のやりとりの時に言われたのであったね。
I believe she said it back when we were talking about the second Twilight. Yes?
もう一度その部分を読み直したい。
I'd like to read through that bit again.
探してみよう。
Let's search.
不自然なタイミングで言われたような、そんな違和感を覚えるんだ。
It feels like that was a strange time for her to say it.
やるじゃな。
Not bad.
この2人さすがね。
Oh, can't underestimate these two.
勘も実に冴えてるわ。
Even their instincts are sharp.
第2の番の密室について考えているのだが、同じ推理しか浮かばぬ。
I've been thinking about the second Twilight's closed room, but no matter how many times I try, I keep ending up with the same theory.
クラウスおじさんたちを殺した後、 内側より施錠して隠れたって推理か。
You mean someone killing the pair of them, then locking the door from the inside and hiding? Yes.
マスターキーが使えぬ以上、施錠は内側より行うほかない。
Since the master keys can't be used, the door must have been locked from the inside.
となれば、犯人は夏日の部屋のどこかに隠れていたとしか考えられぬ。
So it only makes sense if the culprit was hiding somewhere in Natsuhi's room.
そう。
Right.
そこがおかしいんだ。
That is weird.
トガキにこうある。
It says this in the narration.
いつまで経ってもクラウス夫妻だけが戻ってこない。
No matter how much time passed, Kraus and Natsuhi were the only ones who didn't return.
そしてこう続く。
And then it continues.
一同は全員でクラウスと夏日の部屋に向かい、
Everyone headed to Kraus and Natsuhi's rooms together.
クラウス夫妻だけが戻ってこない。ということは、つまり、それ以外の人間は全員客間に戻ってきたということか。
If Kraus and Natsuhi were the only ones who didn't return, that implies that everyone else did return to the parlor.
そういうことだ。
That's right.
犯行後、密室に閉じこもって隠れていたなら、そいつも戻ってこないことになるはず。
So yeah, the other thing was probably right. They might have shot up through the floor below and killed them that way. If the criminal locked themselves in Natsuhi's room after committing the crime, they shouldn't have been able to return.
なのに、犠牲者を除く全員が戻ってきている。
And yet everyone except the victims did return.
生存者の誰にも犯行は不可能ということになってしまう。
And that would make this crime impossible for all the survivors.
やはりバトラの推理通り、食堂の誰かが生きていて犯行に及んだと考えるべきではないのか。
So maybe we really should follow up on our theory of someone in the dining hall surviving and committing crimes later.
そういえば。
Come to think of it,
その推理を口にしたら、俺は赤き真実を食らったんだ。
when I mentioned that theory, I was hit with a red truth. My theory was that someone in the dining hall was alive and killed Kraus and Natsuhi. That theory was countered by this red. The culprit of the first Twilight really did kill 6 people.
まあ当然であろうな。
Well, that red is hardly surprising.
クラウス、夏日まで殺しているのだから、6人どころか8人は殺していることになるのだから。
After all, the culprit went on to kill Kraus and Natsuhi. So they've killed a total of not just 6 people, but 8 people. Huh?
なんか
Hold on.
クラウス、夏日まで殺しているのだから。
They went on to kill Kraus and Natsuhi.
犯人は確実。
Which means... I've got it!
やられたぜ。
We've been fooled.
犯人が確実に6人を殺したの、意味が分かった。
I know what she meant by saying the culprit killed 6 people.
意味が分かったとはどういうことか。
What do you mean you know what she meant?
説明せよ。
Explain yourself.
第一の番の犯人は確実に6人を殺している。
The culprit of the first Twilight really did kill 6 people.
もしこいつを第一の番の時点で言われていたなら、俺は素直に受け取っていたかもしれない。
If she'd said this right after the first Twilight, I probably wouldn't have found anything odd about it.
しかし、第2の番の時点で言われたことを加味すると、別の意味も見えてくる。
However, since she said it after the second Twilight, a new possibility shows itself.
まさか。
You don't mean...
確実に6人を殺しているという意味なのか。
Beatrice, that's exactly what I just said earlier. I thought I thought that red truth made that obvious. That the 6 people who were killed includes the murders of the second Twilight.
そういうことだ。
That's it!
やはり食堂の6人の中に犯人が混じって死んだふりをしていたんだ。
The culprit really was hiding among the 6 in the dining hall.
そしてそいつは食堂を抜け出し、夏日おばさんの部屋で2人を殺して内側から施錠して室内に隠れたんだ。
Later on, they snuck out of the dining hall, killed the 2 people in Natsuhi's room, locked the door from the inside, and hid somewhere in the room. The culprit could have only killed 5 people at most in the dining hall. However, if we add on the victims of the second Twilight, they would definitely have killed at least 6 times.
なるほど。それで辻褄は合うぞ。
I see. Now it all adds up.
第1の番も第2の番もどちらの密室もマスターキーなしで構築できる。
You can construct the closed rooms of both the first and second Twilights without using master keys.
と思ったところでおかしなことも思い出しちまったぜ。
Well, you'd think so, but that reminds me of something else.
夏日おばさんの部屋はすぐに封印しちまったんだったな。
Aunt Natsuhi's room was sealed immediately afterwards.
そういえばそうだったな。
Yes, come to think of it.
ベルンカステル教に赤き真実で一同は体質と同時に部屋を封印した。
Lady Bernkastel used the red truth to say this.
その体質に犯人は加われないと言われている。
The group sealed the room at the same time they left. No culprit joined the group as they left.
さらにこうも言った。
And she also said this.
すべての封印は決して破られることはないともな。
All of the seals will not be broken.
つまり再び密室に閉じ込められた。
In other
という
words,
ことなのか。
the culprit is trapped in a closed room again.
今の推理で確かに第1の番と第2の番は説明できる。
That theory might explain the first and second Twilights.
しかしその犯人は夏日おばさんの部屋に閉じ込められ二度と出られなくなっちまうんだ。
However, the culprit would be sealed inside Aunt Natsuhi's room, unable to leave.
それでは第4の番以降の事件を起こせなくなってしまうではないか。
And that means they wouldn't be able to carry the fourth Twilight and onwards.
良い推理だと思ったのだが、やはり違うのか。
I thought it was such a nice theory, but I guess it's wrong.
この推理で間違っていないはずなんだが。
I don't think we're wrong about this theory, but...
もうひとひねり。
Maybe it just needs some... God damn it! I am getting a serious case of deja vu here. Oh my god! Oh my god! I am getting a serious case of deja vu here. Oh my god, that's too funny. I'm sorry. Oh my god. You guys have said this exact line to me so many times on the Discord. Seriously. Oh my god. That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. いいんだ。
I do not remember this song. When else did it play? Dancing Pipe. No, it does work.
犯人が閉じ込められても
There's no problem if the culprit gets sealed up.
犯人がもう一人いればいい。
Not as long as there's a second culprit.
複数犯人説。
A multiple culprit theory.
やはりそう来るしかないな。
Yes, that does seem to be the only way.
それならば 犯人の片方が閉じ込められても続く殺人を継続できる。
That way, even if one culprit is sealed up, the other can continue murdering.
考えてみりゃ
If you-
そもそも
No, not even that, Wing Bullet, but before that. Before that, when I was coming up with my theory about Beatrice. Like my original theory about Beatrice. Like they kept saying, don't give up on your theory. It just needs tweaking. Like, I was told that so many times. Pretty funny. If you think about it.
俺たちの推理に共犯は必須だったんだ。
Our theory needed an accomplice from the very beginning.
第1の番の6人のうち白が確定している源氏さんを除く5人。エヴァおばさん、秀吉おじさん、クソ親父、キリエさん、そしてローザおばさん。
In the first Twilight, Aunt Eva, Uncle Hideyoshi, that old bastard, Kirei-san and Aunt Rosa.
この5人は全員それぞれ白が確定しない人物によって検出されている。
In other words, everyone who hasn't been confirmed innocent had their deaths confirmed by people who also hadn't been confirmed innocent.
その検視者が共犯でない限り死んだふりなんかできないんだ。
Unless those people were fellow culprits, no one would have been able to play dead.
確かに
You're right.
犯人でない者は犯人に協力しないことになっているからな。
After all, the rules say that only culprits can cooperate with other culprits.
犯人は殺人以前にも嘘をつくことができる。
Culprits are capable of lying even before they commit murder.
つまりこういうことだ。
So we have ourselves a theory.
第1の番の殺人を行った犯人は第2の番までを実行し夏日の部屋に閉じ込められる。
The culprit who carried out the first Twilight murders also carried out the second Twilight, then locked themselves up in Natsuhi's room.
そしてその犯人の検視を偽ったもう一人の犯人が第4の番以降の殺人を引き継ぐんだ。
Then the other culprit who lied about the first culprit's death carried on with the murders starting at the fourth Twilight.
なるほど。それならば筋が通るぞ。
Yes, it all matches up that way.
そしてそれは誰だというのか。
So, which of them was it?
残念ながら現時点では誰が犯人でもあり得る。
I am not right all the time. I got a ton of things wrong. Seriously. Unfortunately, so far, any one of them could be a culprit.
しかし単独犯はありえないと断言できる。
However, we can say for sure that the crime wasn't committed by a single person.
そして閉じ込められたのは食堂犠牲者5人の誰か。
And we know that the culprit locked up in Natsuhi's room was one of those 5 victims in the dining hall.
そして殺人を引き継いだのもその5人を検視した人間ということになる。
And we also know that the person who continued with the crimes was one of those who inspected the 5 suspicious corpses on the first Twilight.
食堂の5人を検視した人間とも。
One of those who inspected the 5 suspicious corpses in the dining hall.
それはつまり
That would be
バトラー、ジョージ、マリア。
Battler, George, or Maria.
この3人の誰かが確実に以後の殺人を引き継いでいる。
We know that one of those 3 committed the murders later on.
よし。
Excellent.
その3人に注目して以後の事件を追ってみようではないか。
Let's focus on those 3 and find the truth about those later crimes.
続く事件は第4の番だ。
The next crime is the fourth Twilight.
殺されたのはシャノンちゃん。
That Umineko is not a romance thing threw me off so much because I kept going back to Beatrice X Battler being at the center of everything. And him saying that just made me think I was wrong about literally everything. So that really that really made me think that really made me think I was wrong on basically everything. The next crime is the fourth Twilight. Shannon-chan was the one that was killed.
全員にアリバイがないが、一人だけ例外がいる。
No one has an alibi with one exception.
ジョージであるな。
George.
白が確定しているジェシカが紫発言にて、ジョージにはシャノン殺しは不可能であると断言している。
Jessica, who has been confirmed innocent, used the purple text to say that it was impossible for George to kill Shannon.
となれば、殺したのはバトラかマリアのどちらかということか。
So, doesn't that mean that either Battler or Maria must have killed her?
そう思いたいところだが、早計だ。
I'd like to think that, but it's too soon to be sure.
バトラとマリア、そしてジョージ以外の人物にだってアリバイはない。
Battler, Maria, and every other person except George lacks an alibi.
俺は単独犯説を否定したが、犯人が2人であることを断言したつもりもない。
I've managed to prove that the crime wasn't committed by a single person. But I didn't prove that there were exactly two culprits.
現時点では、それを断言するにはまだ早すぎるからな。
At this point in time, it's still too soon to be sure.
なるほどな。
I see.
第1の番と第2の番の犯人と、その死んだふりを虚偽の検視で助けたもう一人の犯人と。
There might be a culprit for the first and second Twilights. A culprit who lied about the first culprit's death.
さらに、それとは無関係の犯人が存在する可能性があるというわけか。
And another completely separate culprit as well.
なるほど。これは盲点であった。
Yes, it was a mistake to overlook that.
シャノンちゃんの事件は、ジョージの兄貴ただ一人の例外を除いて、誰にでも犯行可能だ。
The murder of Shannon-chan was possible for anyone, with only one single exception.
そして、その事実だけをもって、ジョージの兄貴がシロであることを証明するわけでもない。
And besides, their love is fulfilled. I mean, look at that. At least in the meta world. I mean, they're probably dead in Ange's world. But they're together and happy in the meta world. So, you know, I'd say they're fulfilled there at least. Also, the fact... Oh, sorry, that was Battler. Also, the fact alone isn't enough to prove that George Aniki is innocent.
密室殺人ではないから気楽だなどと思っていたが。
I thought this would have been an easy one since there's no closed room.
むしろおかしな条件がない分、犯人の絞り込みに使える情報もないというわけであるな。
But on the contrary, we have no suspicious circumstances and no information to lead us to the culprit.
ここからは事件のペースが速い。
The pace of the crimes picks up starting
こ
here.
れだけに固執せず、次の第5の番の事件も見てみようぜ。
Instead of getting stuck on this one part, we should start taking a look at the fifth Twilight too.
第5、第6の番であるが、厄介であるぞ。
It seems we have a problem with the fifth and sixth Twilights.
信頼できるジェシカの紫発言がこう言っている。
We can trust Jessica's purple statements, and she said this.
いとこ4人と南條には、ゴーダと熊沢は殺せない。
The four cousins and Dr. Nanjo couldn't have killed Goda-san or Kumasawa-san.
いとこ4人と南條先生。
The four cousins and Nanjo.
これはつまり、この時点での生存者全員を指す。
In other words, all of the survivors at this point in time.
普通に考えたら不可能犯罪だ。
On the face of it, that makes this crime impossible.
しかし、そこでチェス盤をひっくり返すわけであるな。
However, that's where we can spin the chessboard around, correct?
ああ。
You've got it.
ってことは、あるシンプルな答えが現れる。
This actually gives us a simple answer.
いとこ4人と南條先生以外の何者かが犯人だってことを、この事件は証明しているってわけだ。
This Twilight proves that there's a culprit who isn't Dr. Nanjo or one of the cousins.
生存者以外は全員が死亡していることになっている。
Other than these survivors, everyone is supposed to be dead.
にもかかわらず、生存者には犯行不能ということは。
And yet, it was impossible for the survivors to commit a crime.
死んだふりをした犯人が 100% 存在することの証明ってわけだ。
It's absolute proof that one of the culprits faked her death.
そして、死んだふりをした犯人の存在は、犯人が複数であることも 100% 証明する。
And since there exists a culprit who faked his or her death, that's absolute proof that there were multiple culprits.
検視を偽り嘘をつくこともまた犯人にしかできないからな。
Only a culprit can fake an examination and lie.
この一見、完全な不可能犯罪に見える第5、第6の番は、
The fifth and sixth Twilights may seem to be imperfect, impossible crimes.
ただそれだけで雄弁にこれだけのことを語っちまうわけだ。
But this one incident alone tells us so much.
不可能犯罪は相手を屈服させる力も持つが、逆に一気に推理を切り込まれる危険性も持つ諸刃の刃よ。
Impossible crimes are a double-edged sword. They have the power to make your opponents surrender, but they also make it possible for theories to break deep into your lines of defense.
昔のそなたならきっと屈服していただろうに。
Long ago, surely you would have surrendered.
本当にたくましくなったものよ。
How far you've come.
お前にはだいぶ鍛えられたからな。
It's all because you've trained me so well. The pair grinned at each other. They have been to the brink of death and back in their many intellectual games before now. They wouldn't be discouraged by a riddle like this.
さらに続けて第7、第8の番の事件も見てみよう。
Now let's move on to the crimes of the seventh and eighth Twilights.
もうかなり確信に踏み込んでるはずだ。
I think we're getting pretty close to the core of things.
そうだな。気を引き締めていこう。
Yes, let's get ourselves ready and go. The situation is exactly the same on the 7th Twilight.
信頼できるジェシカの紫発言がいとこ4人、すなわち生存者の誰にも殺せないと断言している。
Since we can trust Jessica's purple statement, the 4 cousins, or in other words, all the survivors, couldn't have committed the crime.
しかし少しわからぬのだ。
And yet, there's something I don't quite get.
第1の番、第2の番の犯人は第1の番の犠牲者5人の中の誰かだ。
The culprit of the first 2 Twilights was someone in that group of 5 victims from the first Twilight.
そやつは夏日の部屋に閉じ込められたが、検視を偽ったそやつの子供もまた犯人であることが分かっている。
Though that first culprit was sealed in Natsuhi's room, their child was also a culprit who lied when confirming their death.
しかし、犯人である可能性のある子供はバトラ、ジョージ、マリアの3人のみだ。
However, the only kids who can be a culprit are Battler, George, and Maria.
そうだな。
That's right.
その3人は第5、第6、第7の3つの事件において殺人不能であると断言されている。
And we've proven that they couldn't have committed murder for the 5th, 6th, and 7th Twilights.
つまりこれは
In other words,
さらにもう一人犯人がいることを指し示すのではないか。
this shows us that yet another culprit exists.
面白い。
Interesting.
しかも妥当な推理だ。
It also happens to be a theory that makes
そ
sense.
してその3人目の犯人もまた死んだふりをした何者かってことになるな。
It would mean that the third culprit was also one of those who played dead.
これはひょっとすると犯人が4人、5人ということもあり得るかもしれねえぜ。
It might even be possible to have 4 or 5 culprits this way.
それはどうだかわからない。
I'm not so sure about that, sweetheart.
とにかくいずれにせよ、犯人が2人だけではゴーダ、熊沢、南條を殺すことはできぬのだ。
At any rate, Goda, Kumasawa, and Nanjo couldn't have been killed if there were only 2 culprits.
それだけは間違いない。
There could be no doubt of that.
こりゃややこしいことになってきたぜ。
This is getting complicated.
3人組が犯人なのか。
Was it a group of 3 culprits?
それとも2人組と単独犯なのか。
Or was it a pair working together and someone else on their own?
ああ、いやいや、3人以上犯人がいる可能性だって否定しちゃいけねえな。
Alright, we can't forget the possibility that there are more than 3 culprits.
17人の登場人物のうち、白は9人。
Of the 17 people who appear in the story, 9 have been confirmed innocent.
残る8人のうち、バトラ、ジョージ、マリアの3人は生存しているから除く。
Let's put Battler, George, and Maria to the side since they survived.
白が確定せず、死んだことになっているのは5人。
The group of people who were supposedly dead, but not proved innocent.
エヴァ、秀吉、ルドルフ、キリエ、ローザ。
Includes Eva, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, Kirie, and Rosa.
すべて第一の番の犠牲者だ。
All victims in the first Twilight.
この食堂の犠牲者5人の中の何人が死んだふりをしていたかって問題なわけか。
Now the question is which of those 5 victims in the dining hall were playing dead?
いよいよだな。
We're close now.
面白くなってきたぜ。
This is starting to get interesting.
最後の第8の番についても
As for the 8th Twilight in the end,
状況は全く変わらないな。
The layout's exactly the same. Indeed.
ト書きにてジョージ、バトラ、マリアにはジェシカは殺せないと断言されている。
The narration says that George, Butler, and Maria could not have killed Jessica.
ジェシカは生存者の3人には殺せないのだ。
The 3 survivors couldn't have done it.
ここの紫発言は結構ヒントになりそうなことをいろいろと喋ってるんだよな。
The purple statements here sound like they should hold a lot of hints for us.
ジョージとマリアの紫発言が興味深いな。
George and Maria's purple statements are particularly interesting.
信頼できるなら強力な手がかりになりそうなのだが。
If only we could trust them, they would become quite a powerful clue.
ジョージの兄貴が白ならマリアには誰も殺せないって紫発言が有効になってマリアの白も確定できる。
If George Aniki is innocent, then his purple statement about Maria being unable to kill anyone would be true, and Maria would be confirmed innocent.
同様にマリアが白ならジョージに大人は殺せないが有効になって
In the same way,
ジョージの兄貴の白も確定できる。
if Maria is innocent, then her statement about George being unable to kill an adult would be true, and in the end, that proves George Aniki is innocent.
ではあるが、どちらも白であると確定できぬ。
It would, but we cannot confirm that either of them is innocent.
ジョージの兄貴とマリアは互いに相手が先に白であることを証明できれば自分も白になるという。
If either George Aniki or Maria could prove that the other was innocent, they would be innocent too.
まるで鶏と卵のようなジレンマに陥ってる。
It's like a chicken and egg dilemma.
ヒントになりそうでならない。
It almost feels like a useful hint, but not quite.
なんとももどかしい話だ。
Pretty annoying.
その2人の潔白は容易には証明できないだろう。
Proving innocence for either of them probably won't be easy.
それにもはや容疑者は少数に絞り込まれている。
At least we've gotten the suspects down to a small number.
ここからはもしも誰々が犯人だったならと個別に検証していくしかないだろうな。
From here on out, there's probably nothing left to do except check each one to see if they could have been a culprit.
そうだな。
You're right.
いよいよ最後の爪に入ってきたようだぜ。
It feels like we're getting to the final stretch.
いよいよ推理も大詰めって感じ？
Looks like they've almost made it, doesn't it?
まな板の上のなんとやらの心境よ。
I feel like a fish on the chopping board.
.まずマリア犯人説から検証してみよう。
First, let's try checking theories with Maria as a culprit.
マリアが犯人ならローザを死んだふりにできる。
If she is guilty, then Rosa could have been playing dead.
ローザには第1、第2の番の殺人が実行可能。
She could have carried out the crimes on the first and second Twilights.
そして夏日おばさんの部屋に閉じ込められマリアが第4の番以降の殺人を引き継ぐことになる。
Then she gets locked in Aunt Natsuhi's room, and Maria does the rest of the murders.
マリアにはゲストハウスでのすべての殺人が不可能だ。
It was impossible for Maria to commit any of the murders in the guest house.
よってマリアはシャノンを殺すのが精一杯ということになるな。
So the most Maria could do was kill Shannon.
となるとゲストハウスでの殺人のために3人目の犯人が必要になる。
which means that a third culprit would be needed for the guest house murders.
3人目はエヴァ、秀吉、ルドルフ、キリエの中の誰かということになるな。
The third one would have to be Eva, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, Kirie.
そしてそれはさらに4人目の犯人を必要としてしまうぞ。
That means we would need a fourth culprit too, correct?
そうだな。
You're right.
エヴァおばさんたち4人の誰かが死んだふりをするためには、それを検出する子供も犯人でなくてはならない。
In order for one of the 4 adults to play dead, the child who checked them would have to be a culprit too.
つまりマリアが犯人である時点で犯人は4人にまで膨れ上がるわけだ。
In other words, if Maria is a culprit, we'll need to have at least 4 culprits total.
4人が犯人であるためには4人全員がそれぞれ最低1人は殺していなくてはならない。
If there are 4 culprits, then each one of them must kill at least 1 person. The definition of culprit is one who murders.
だとするとだ。
In which case,
ちょいとおかしくなってくるんだよな。
things don't quite seem to add up.
犯人4人の内訳は大人2人、子供2人となる。
The 4 culprits would be then 2 adults and 2 children.
大人1人は第1、第2の番の殺人を担当。
1 adult is in charge of the murders on the first and second Twilights.
もう1人の大人はゲストハウスの殺人を担当する。
The other adult handles the murders from the guest house onwards.
そう。ここで矛盾が生じるのだ。
Yes, and that creates a contradiction.
犯人は殺人者であるという定義。
A culprit is defined as one who murders.
これはすなわち犯人は絶対に殺人をしなくてはならないという義務も意味する。
That means every culprit must commit murder at least once.
実は子供の犯人は殺人可能な相手がほとんど存在しないのだ。
Simply put, there are very few people that a child could murder.
第1、第2の番は子供には犯行不能。
The children could not have killed in the first and second Twilights.
そしてゲストハウス以降も犯行不能。
They also can't commit murder after the first deaths in the guest house take place.
唯一可能なのはシャノン殺しの第4の番だけ。
The only one they can possibly commit is Shannon's murder on the fourth Twilight.
子供の犯人はシャノン一人しか殺せない。
A child culprit can only kill Shannon.
つまり2人目の子供の犯人は誰も殺せないから犯人にはなれないんだ。
A second child culprit couldn't kill anyone, so they couldn't be a culprit at all.
子供の犯人は2人以上存在できないってことになる。
It means there can only be 1 child culprit.
マリアが犯人である時点でローザ以外にもう1人大人が必要になる。
As soon as we pick Maria as a culprit, we need another adult culprit besides Rosa.
だがその検視を偽れるもう1人の子供の犯人は存在できないのだ。
However, it's impossible for there to be a second child culprit to lie about their parents' death.
つまりマリアが犯人であることはありえない。
In other words, it's impossible for Maria to be a culprit. Yeah, Higurashi is being remade. There's a trailer and everything, didn't you know? It's not Dean, it's Studio Passion. Look up, Robs, look up Higurashi remake trailer. It's been remade, and if it does well, I hope they try more again with Umineko. Next, let's try out theories with George as a culprit.
子供の犯人は一人しか存在できない。
Only one child culprit can exist.
よってジョージの兄貴が犯人である時点でエヴァおばさんと秀吉おじさん以外に死んだふりができる人物は存在しない。
So if George Aniki is a culprit, that means Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi are the only adults who could have been playing dead.
大人2人に子供1人で犯人は3人組？
So, a 3-person group with 2 adults and 1 kid.
なるほど。それならこれまでの全ての事件に説明がつけられそうね。
I see. That sounds like it'd explain all the crimes so far, doesn't it?
ところがどっこい。
But hold it!
実はこれもありえね
えんだ。That's actually impossible too. Indeed.
ジョージが犯人であることは明白に否定されている。
It's clearly shown that George cannot be a culprit.
そうなのよね。
Pretty sharp.
子供に殺人可能なのは第4の番のシャノンのみ。
The kids can only kill Shannon on the 4th Twilight.
シャノン殺しについては信頼できる紫発言でジョージには殺せないとすでに断言されている。
A trustworthy purple statement has already proven that George couldn't have been the culprit in Shannon's murder.
そういうことだ。
That's it.
シャノンちゃんの殺しについてのみ持つたった一つのアリバイ。
Just one tiny alibi that only works for Shannon-chan's murder.
それがジョージの兄貴に全ての事件において潔白であることを証明しているんだ。
That's what proved George Aniki innocent for all the crimes.
つまりジョージは白ということだ。
So, we need not suspect George.
となればジョージの紫発言は全て信頼できるものになるということだ。
Which means all of his purple statements can be relied upon. That should be it, but they gotta do one to finish it.
ジョージが白であることが確定すると
Once for sure that George is innocent.
自動的にマリアも白ということになる。
That automatically makes Maria innocent too.
ああ。
Yeah.
ジョージの兄貴の紫発言。マリアには誰も殺せないが有効になるからな。
It confirms George Aniki's purple statement, saying Maria couldn't kill anyone.
誰も殺せない以上犯人にはなれない。
Since she couldn't kill anyone, she can't be a culprit.
よってマリアの白も確定する。
So Maria is also confirmed innocent.
ジョージとマリアが白である事実は
Since George and Maria are innocent,
自動的にその親の検視も間違いないことを示す。
that also proves that their examinations of their parents' deaths were trustworthy.
そういうことだ。
That's right.
検視は誰も謝らない。
No one will mistakenly confirm a death.
そして犯人でない人間は嘘をつけない。
And people who aren't culprits can't lie.
よって二人が検視した大人の死亡は確定し、彼らもまた白となる。
So the deaths of their parents have been confirmed, and those parents are also innocent.
もうほとんど絞り込まれたな。
We've almost gotten rid of everyone.
答えはもはや明白ではないか。
Really, Romps? You like that old art style? With like the really weird looking body proportions? I don't know. I understand not liking the art style, but I think it's definitely way better than the style of the old anime, which just does not hold up with their weirdly giant heads and shit like that. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna stop after all the hints, James. Yeah. We've gotten rid of almost everyone. The answer is already clear, is it not? Yep, it's pretty goddamn clear. Oh, but there's another one.
まず犯人は複数犯である。
First off, there are multiple culprits.
これは確定してる。
That's confirmed.
単独犯では不可能な事件なんだ。
These crimes would be impossible for a single person.
まず大人の犯人が1人。
To start,
第1の番を実行し、犠牲者のふりをしてやり過ごした。
one of the adult culprits carried out the first Twilight, then played dead.
マスターキーを持つ使用人全員が白であることが確定しているため。
I mean, the one thing that the old anime did really well, I'll give it credit, was the crazy facial expressions. Those were amazing. But the body proportions, the faces when they're not making crazy expressions, like, it just looked really, I don't know, it just looks really off to me. In the old Higurashi anime.
Since we know that all the servants with master keys were innocent.
犯人は食堂の扉を外から施錠する方法は存在しない。
There was no way for the culprit to lock the door to the dining hall from the outside.
よって施錠者は室内にいると断言できるから。
So we know the one who locked it did it from the inside of the room.
そして死んだふりをするためには
And in order for them to play dead,
検視を偽ってくれるもう一人の犯人が必要になる。
they needed another culprit to lie when examining their death.
源氏さんが白である以上、残る5人の大人の検視者は各々の子供。
Genji-san is innocent, and the examinations of all 5 suspicious victims were performed by their own children.
つまり犯人の子供が2人目の犯人となる。
So the child of the first culprit is the second culprit.
そして子供の犯人にはゲストハウス以降の事件を実行できない。
You too, Matt. I'll say it's a mixed bag. I really love I'm gonna probably be alone in this, but I love the Steam sprites for Higurashi, not Umineko. Not Umineko. I think I prefer this overall. I prefer the Steam sprites for Higurashi. There are some that I prefer the PS3 sprites for Higurashi, but overall I prefer the Steam sprites, especially Oishi, Kasai, Keiichi, Rena, and Satoko. I think those look way better and way more true to what their characters are in the Steam sprites. But as you can see for Umineko, I like the PS3 sprites. I think they're amazing. And the child culprit couldn't carry out the crimes once they start occurring in the guest house.
しかし大人の犯人は夏日の部屋に閉じ込められている。
However, the adult culprit was sealed up in Natsuki's room.
そのため2人目の大人の犯人が必要になる。
So a second adult culprit was needed.
大人2人、子供1人。
2 adults, 1 kid.
これが犯人グループの構成ってわけだ。
That's what our culprit group looks like.
Is there another hint? Because there's another hint! How specific do they need to be? My god!
もはや言うには及ぶまい。
It should be obvious by now.
犯人グループの子供の犯人が誰かはすでに明白である。
The name of the child culprit in this culprit group is clear.
だな。
Pretty much.
子供は たった一人の例外を除いて全員白が確定している。
All of the kids have been proven innocent, with one exception.
そしてその子供の犯人がごまかせる検視は自分の担当した親2人だけ。
And the only corpse inspections that a child culprit could lie about were the inspections of that child's own parents.
つまり犯人グループは大人2人、子供1人で全員が家族であるということだ。
So the culprit group was a family of 2 adults and 1 child.
家族で殺人か。
Murder as a family, huh? How sweet.
犯人は誰と誰と誰か。
So, who are the 3 culprits?
これ以上もったいぶることもあるまい。
There's hardly any point in stretching this out further, is there? Seriously, I'm gonna be mad if there's another hint. There's another hint! Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Oh, come on.
ふざけた答えだぜ。
What a messed up answer.
子供の犯人が俺だとはな。
Looks like I was the child culprit.
わらわのゲームでもバトラ犯人説は最も多かった推理の一つではないか。
Even in my games, battler culprit theories were some of the most popular, weren't they?
らしいな。
Seems so.
世の中、俺を疑う推理が多すぎるぜ。
Sheesh, why does everyone think I did it? Yeah, my voice is kind of petering out here. I've gone 3.5 hours. That's gonna happen.
バトラが犯人ならば自動的に大人の犯人も確定する。
If you're a culprit, that automatically makes your parents culprits too.
もはや何も悩むことなどない。
There's no need to worry anymore.
これでわらわたちの勝ちであるな。
We've already won.
もうこれ以上の議論もヒントも必要ないな。
There's no need for any more discussions or hints.
ズバリ回答といこう。
Let's move ahead with the answer.
これは勝負ありかしら。
Oh, is it over?
見事だ。
Well done.
やっぱりこの程度のミステリーじゃこの2人には通用しなかったわね。
It seems the mystery of this level wasn't enough to beat those 2 after all. Thank God. Okay. That's the last hint, so I'm just gonna at the first line of text here, I'm just going to save. Okay, you guys. Whew! Those hints took quite a bit of time, didn't they? My God. Okay, but it's 2 a.m. for me. I need to get to sleep. We'll continue with what happens after this. The game part of this episode was actually quite short. Really interesting. The next LP poll should be there. Wing bullet. It should be there. I don't know why it shouldn't be. Is the next LP poll there? It should be there. Let me just copy paste it in there for you. Oh, you're migrating it over to Discord. Okay. I just posted the link. Okay, so you know okay, that's that then. So then that's it. Okay. It's not working for now. Okay, sorry that. Jeez. Oh, okay. OA is changing it. OA is changing it. She's migrating it over to the server. Hilarious ROMs. Okay. I ain't gonna play Minecraft. I've already decided on the next 2 Let's Plays. It's gonna be after Umineko, I'm gonna do the House in Fata Morgana and also Higurashi console arcs. So yeah, I'm gonna try to stream every day. But in order, no more 3.5 hour streams in that case, guys. I'm gonna try to keep it to 2 hours per night in that case. I'm telling you now, those are the next 2 that have been decided. And on the Discord, I kind of laid out I think I laid out a plan for what's gonna happen going forward for at least the rest of the year. Okay, so it's pretty late, you guys. I had a wonderful time playing this little guessing game here, this little deduction game, I should say. So until next time, I will say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.